Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the different tips and tricks for running a successful alliance in Resident Evil Survival Unit. If you are leading an alliance and you've never done a game like this before, I'm going to give some background knowledge on these types of games and some things that you might not have considered. And if you are in an alliance and you're not running it, you might want to look if your leadership is doing these types of things, and if not, maybe look for a different alliance. The alliance is going to make up a core part of the game after the first couple of weeks, so you want to make sure that you're in a good one and that you're running one effectively if you're managing. So let's just get into it. One of the first things, and by far the most important, is running a successful alliance involves the people in that alliance. People stay for the other people, they don't stay for the game. Yes, this is a Resident Evil game. There's some cool references, and you have a little bit of throwback that you can do for some of the different characters and things like that. But overall, people are going to come back to the Alliance because they like the other people, because you ask about how their day was, because you remember that they had a doctor's appointment earlier, because you bring a sense of community to people who are coming together over the game. The game is going to get really, really repetitive. So if you do not build and form a strong group around the people, your alliance is going to fall off very quickly. So this is super important. Idle chit chat matters more than you know. Your entire leadership team should be talking to players and making them communicate, asking about their day constantly. This never stops. It's one of the most important parts of running an alliance. Step two, you need a strong leadership team and not just one leader. There's different styles in these games. People have a different way of leading, as in real life, but you need to find an alliance that matches your alliance leadership style. We have a democratic style of leadership in the server that I'm running right now. We have different strengths among the leadership team, and each one of those players brings a different amount to the conversation. We discuss all of our decisions together as a group, and then we act on those decisions as a group. It is super important that you find a leadership style that matches yours. Some other people like to run the dictatorship leadership. They're the only leader and they're the guy up at top. They're going to make decisions on the fly when something angers them. Those are valid leadership styles. It's just not the one that I particularly recommend for a game like this. Most players don't respond well to that type of thing, but to each their own. But make sure that you find different leadership team that works with you. And this might take a bit of uncomfortableness. You're going to have to fire some people if it doesn't work out. You're going to have to promote different people depending on their roles. It's a bit of uncomfortableness for a lot of people. Leadership is no joke in these games. It's a full-time second job, and it's thankless. So do keep these things in mind. The other next important tip is know your players. It's really important early on that you message your players individually if you have to, because they're not chatting all together. Figure out their time zones. Figure out what country they're from. Figure out if they don't speak English or who's speaking Japanese or who's speaking German. You need to figure out their personalities. You need to figure out their job schedules. This doesn't have to be an evasive, ongoing thing. It's just something that you should be aware of as leadership. We have many, many documents in my alliance that talk about the different people in our alliance and things like that. We know Bob is off work and he only works between this hour and this hour, so he's never going to make an event. We know this group of players is in Japan, so they're only going to be available at this time. You need to figure these things out early on because it's going to be up to you as a leadership team to dictate when the events are happening, when you are scheduling things, when you are getting users to log in. So it's really important that you take the time to figure this information out as much as possible. You're always going to have some players down at the bottom of the alliance who don't really ever answer, never really communicate, and that's okay. You want to focus on maintaining that core group of players, keeping them engaged, and making sure that you're finding the right time zones for them. Next step, creating structure pretty early on and expectations for what your alliance expects. Some alliances are going to be very strict around this. If you miss an event, you're out of the alliance. That's a strategy. I have always taken that we all have a real life that is not around this game. So real life always comes first. I say it constantly. Users are going to say something that I missed alligator because I had to deal with my wife and kids. No problem, man. Real life always come first. It sets an expectation that we are all playing a game here and that things are going to happen. And then next time something happens, they're not going to feel guilty or skip out or not come back. It's up to you how you set the tone of your alliance as leadership. It is so important that you set these rules and you say when things are going to happen. Setting a schedule is one of the best things you can do. Alligator is going to happen every 2 days. You can vote. You can set the time zones based on the information you got previously and pick a time zone. You can pick one that works for leadership. Whatever you're going to do, set up a schedule and let people know in advance what that schedule is going to be. It's going to be your best bet for keeping things regular. If you guys want, I can make another video about all the documents we have. Just comment below if that's something you guys would be interested in. You want to write down rules. We have a document for our alliance that has all the leadership roles and what that person is expected to do, and the rules for the alliance, like no base hitting. We have a nap with these other alliances where if somebody attacks roguely, what is the result of punishment? Everything should be clearly laid out, so when things go off kilter, you know exactly how to act. You as leadership are trying to minimize drama. Whenever you get hundreds of people coming together from all over the world to try and play a game together, there's always going to be amounts of drama. It's up to you as leadership to keep that drama at a minimum. If you don't, it will escalate. Your entire alliance can crumble very easily. It is up to you to set the tone as leadership. I cannot stress this enough. So if you write down the rules and you have specific jobs for the people in your alliance, whatever works for your team, everybody knows what's expected of them. It makes things a lot easier. People need to feel seen. This is such a big deal for leaders in the alliance, powerful players, to be commenting on the lower level players in your alliance. Somebody goes up a level, somebody gets their T9 units for the first time, putting a bunch of emojis in chat and saying, wow, nice job. Huge, huge deal. I cannot stress this enough, how straight saying a little compliment like that to a player is everything. They're going to come back because they are contributing to a goal. They notice that their work is paying off. The game is so redundant. All of these games are so redundant. You log in, you click the same buttons 5,000 times. You need to make people feel that they are appreciated and they are a part of something big. It's really simple, couple emojis. Make everybody do it that's leadership. It'll really have an effect, I promise. Your leadership has to deal with negative things. People are going to make mistakes. People are going to cause drama. You need to go back to those rules that you have come together and decided as a group, and you need to enforce those quickly when it happens. And things will happen. It will be very drama filled and chaos, and you won't know what to do. It'll feel like your whole alliance is falling apart from one person's rogue actions. You need to have calm, simple explanations. These are the steps that we're doing. This is why. Deal with it as leadership. It quickly and effectively can cause the difference between your alliance completely collapsing and maintaining and winning and succeeding. Remember, the most important tip that I can give you here today is that leadership is not passive. If you have a full-time job and you're really busy and family and kids, leadership is probably not for you. You need an active core group that is willing to put the time, effort, and investment into running a business, because that's what you're doing here. It's not simple and passive and just show up and play the game. Some people like to run it that way. They are not going to be the top alliance. They are not going to be around by month 4. So it's a style, it's a way to be playing. If you want to be the top alliance, you want to be controlling and succeeding in this game, hopefully some of these tips can help you figure it out. This is my Joycrew content creator official content, and if you are not following anyone yet, you can give me a follow. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help me out. So please feel free to add that. The code is on the screen. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.